All right. Listen, share this video like all the others, because this Sunday, it starts the fast, September 23rd. It's not too late to get your friends and family. So share the videos and tell them to go back and watch all the videos that we've been doing every Wednesday and some other ones in between that. I hope you enjoy those. And next Sunday, I will do a video live on Sunday this time. So that is possibly the next video. Actually, I think I have one coming on Friday as well, so stay tuned on Friday. But I will be doing a video every day during the fast, so Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever that is. So all the way through the fast, and you're going to learn something every day during the fast, no doubt. You will also learn what's going on in your body from a health perspective, and God willing, I will have words of inspiration for you. So tonight, what fast do you do? I hope some of you have made up your mind. Water only, fasting mimicking diet, we're just going to call it FMD. Broth, partial, spiritual. All right, let's try to bring some sanity to it all, and let's make up our minds, at least between now and Sunday, hopefully. Look, I don't care which one you do. No matter what, it is going to be transformative for your health, and I hope actually spiritually as well, because, fasting, no doubt, not only does it rest the body, and I'm going to be reviewing the 7 benefits, the 7 things that happen during a fast that make it so transformative for us. Obviously physically, but I believe spiritually as well, because it does in fact rest our minds. It does allow us to enter in to a different place in our brains. No doubt, when we start shutting things off. Again, I call it energy diversion. You start taking that energy even into thought in prayer, and I'm telling you, the magic happens. All right, so let's talk about those of you who may choose to do water only. Look, I always say, no matter what, check with your doctors before you do any fast, anything on here for that matter, especially if you're on certain medications, because look, you're going to need less of certain medications. It's going to affect those medications, so, caution. Look, we're training doctors and practitioners around the globe in these practices of fasting, and I train practitioners also on my cellular detox and cellular healing protocols, something I call a multi-therapeutic approach. And I'm always encouraging you practitioners out there, come join us in November 2nd through the 4th in Las Vegas. My team always puts a link here that you can learn more and even have someone call you, or you call them and ask more questions. So, and learn about these things. Look, if you're not doing this in your practice, you are missing out on, I believe, the #1 healing modality. Fasting and detox, I think, are the key today to really getting very challenged and sick people well. All right, so water only, who's it for? Look, if you've already done a fast, if you've already done water fast, if you're working with somebody, water fasting, I believe, is one of the most, if not the most powerful tool. We see the greatest amount of autophagy, meaning your body will eat all of those bad cells and start to raise the stem cells. Water fasting, it means water fasting. I know I'm going to get that question. Can I have coffee, tea? The answer is no. Can I take my supplements? No. If you're on meds, yes, you better be working with your doctor. You better stay on. But again, you're going to need to change some of those amounts, so you better work with your doctor. But water means water, okay? So, and again, people that have a lot of health struggles probably want to start somewhere down here, and we'll talk about that. The first 3 days of a pure water fast can be challenging for people, but if you've listened and watched the videos for the last month, then it's not going to be as challenging for you, because you've become fat adapted. You've prepared for the fast. So the one thing I love about water fasting, and obviously I've done many of these, is the fact that you lose your hunger, especially if you're fat adapted. I lose my hunger after one day. Typically day 2, I get a little hunger thing about when the time when I would normally eat, and 5-10 minutes later it's gone, and typically I don't experience it the rest of the way through the fast. So most of you it would take 2 or 3 days to hit the fact that you're just not hungry. I have said in the past, I've talked about partial fasting. We've done it for years. And what partial fasting is we get your calories, typically for the average person, between 500 to 800 calories. If you're bigger, maybe around 1,000. If you're smaller, around 500. And so we kind of look at the calories based on weight. But here's the key to a partial fast, is getting your protein, again, bigger, under 20, smaller, under 15 grams a day. So most people under 15 grams a day, because if you go above that, you stimulate you stop the autophagy. So we have 3 things that stimulate autophagy, and partial fasting creates those. Number 1, low protein. That's why we got to keep your protein at least under 20. Number 2, low calories. That's why it's between 5 and 1,000 calories, depending on your body size. And low carbohydrates. That's why that particular diet focuses mostly on fats, steamed vegetables, very simple foods. Pretty easy as long as you follow those rules. And by the way, when you're at 500 to 800 calories, yeah, you're going to have low calories. Low carbohydrates, obviously. And it's very easy to stay within the protein. So not very hard. Many of you asked about broth fasting, so I put that up here. Yes, that's an option. I like broth fasting because you get something warm. For sure, water fasting, you can get warm water too, with a little bit of sea salt in it. Oh, I didn't mention that, but I will. But anyways, the broth fasting, it does, for some people, help them maintain electrolytes a little better. It does give them a little more taste. However, I don't like broth fasting personally because I get sick of the broth. Some people want to start with it and then move to pure water. Knock yourselves out. But yeah, I get a little bit sick of that broth. And sometimes you can add some fats to it. You know, of course, you can add some, coconut oil, some olive oil to that fast as well. But I would keep the parameters within the partial fast. I would keep the parameters. Don't go above the the calories that I just told you, and the protein. So if you're just adding fat to that, you wouldn't. But you have to be careful with the calories, because 1 tablespoon of fat is about 120 calories. 120 calories. So you have to be a little careful with that, right? So the point is that the broth is an option, and there's type 2 collagen in there, so people with gut issues can benefit from the broth fast as well. All right. The fasting mimicking diet, that's what I'm doing this time. And I showed it, so I don't have to open it up, but it's the Prolone. And the fasting mimicking diet is very specific in the foods that they've chosen. And every day, there's 5 boxes. And every day, this is what I'm going to eat the first day. And then the second day, and then the third day. I'm really interested, I said this on a past video, with a partial fast, I don't like it as much because I'm that guy. I'm just better off not eating, because it's just once this train starts running, I don't like to shut it down. So I literally pace the kitchen. If I know I can't eat, I just simply can't eat. I'm hoping this is better in the sense that I know this is what I have to eat. I'm going to let you know. Can't wait to report. I had someone via email report on the food, and she absolutely loved it. Well, but she said the soups, she gave us some advice. I'll pass it on to you from this person, so thank you, that person. She said, make your soups in the morning. It tended to be a little hard. So we'll see if that's the case. And I don't know. I think I'm going to probably eat most of it in one meal. I don't know. Maybe a little bit. I don't know. I'll let you know what happens, but I probably do better eating at one meal. You have a choice. You could eat at one meal. You could eat a little bit all day. I probably like to keep my eating window within at least 4 hours if I decide to eat it in 2 meals. But I may not like that. This is the first time I've done it. So I'm really excited, and I really appreciate the people who are involved in this company. I interviewed one of the doctors. You can go back and watch the interview with Dr. Jim. And this Friday, Marilee, this Friday is Dr. Anton. He's scheduled for sure Friday?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So this Friday, stay tuned. I believe it's at this exact time. So, and he is the CEO of this whole project. And you know, they have been given $40 million for this research, and Dr. Longo, him, and others have just poured out their lives to this, and their research is stunning. So we owe a lot to them, and I'm blessed to be part of the, you know, just part of whatever they're doing. So, and to bring it and to you all, and to try it myself. So, okay, water only. I do want to. One of the things great about the fasting mimicking diet is they have the electrolytes balanced. They have the proteins balanced, the carbohydrates, very, very specifically, and they say they've studied it very well to be this perfect balance, to offer just the body just enough energy to where even someone sick and challenged won't tap into their muscle overly, and they have just enough energy that their body can really focus on the healing. So some really cool stuff there. On a water fast, look, I'm going to tell you this right now. And by the way, if you're going to order the fasting mimicking diet and do it with me, my team is going to make available the link one more time. So look for it right around this video tonight. I'm sure they'll post it again tonight and tomorrow morning. But if you're going to do the fasting mimicking diet with me, look, it's going to be tight. You hopefully will get it by Saturday. And that would be a rush order. And I think the company was willing to do that, knowing I was going to be doing this video tonight. But if you're going to do it with me, order from the link that we provide you, and hopefully then you can get it by Saturday. Look, worst come to worst, you'll get it Monday. You can start the fast a day late if you had to. So if you really still want to do the fasting mimicking diet with me, you know, I would just go ahead and you know, start a day late if by chance you don't get it by Saturday. Okay, water only. It obviously, for those of you who are challenged, the first 3 days could be hard. Adding sea salt to the water is going to be a real big help because it helps you maintain potassium and other electrolytes. So sea salt, some of you may do good with a electrolyte absolute supplement, but make sure it doesn't have sugar or any other ingredients except electrolytes. One that I saw on my website is called Elyte, E-L-Y-T-E, and again, my team can put that in there. So the electrolytes are huge. If you're getting a lot of cramping the first 3 days, magnesium. I like magnesium malate as a really absorbable magnesium. Maybe my team can put up the one that I take. I think I held it up in one of the videos, but it's from Designs for Health. But magnesium malate can take a lot of those symptoms away. So again, if you're an experienced faster, you may not need any of that. Another big symptom causer is the toxicity that is released. Look, toxins are stored in visceral fat, in and around fat, and you will be fat adapted digging into these energy sources, and out comes toxins. So many of you, I would have this on hand. Again, my team listening, provide this. We call it the fasting bundle, and it is the bind. It's a binder that sits in the gut so you don't reabsorb toxins. Many of the toxins get dumped in the gut from the liver in the bile, and the problem is your body reabsorbs bile and it brings the toxins back into the body. Bind stays in the gut so it doesn't interfere with the fast, and it pulls it out of the body. Another binder we use is cytodetox. It's just a particle. So you take it and it doesn't interfere with the fast, but what it does is systemically in and around your cells, it makes sure that you're not redistributing toxins throughout your body. And believe me, that takes down a lot of symptoms. One of my neighbors here, you might be watching, he would do fast and he would get a lot of gout issues. This time he took the fasting trio here, the fasting bundle, and he was able to go beyond, I think he ended up going 40 some days, but he was able to do it without symptoms this time because of these three products I'm telling you about. And the last one is Fast Tonic. When you're fasting, a lot of the symptoms and discomfort can be a lot of free radicals. And this product has hydrogen molecules. Hydrogen doesn't push the body one way or another. It's a redox molecule. So it doesn't interfere with the fast. Again, I'm going to get the question, can I take supplements during the fast? The answer is no. These just don't interfere with the fast. There's a couple other ones. There's a product called Restore that I don't mind if it's redox for the gut. I don't mind if you take that. My team can write that one down. And another one called ASEA, which actually is, again, it's redox. It doesn't push the body one way or another. It's redox, meaning it's not an antioxidant and it's not an oxidant. It brings balance to that system. So those are the products that I would only take if I would fast. But again, simple sea salt could be good for many of you. But if you know that you have a lot of toxin release during the fast, I would get the fasting bundle ahead of time. Those 3 products can be magic for you. And I was reading the comments on the last fast that we did. It was transformative for many of you. So if you think you might have symptoms, yeah, get it ahead. All right, so those are the key. Now, I want to talk about the spiritual component because, look, you don't have to believe the way I believe. One of the things that fasting is in common with every religious group on the planet. There's disagreement with everything except fasting. I mean, it's like this is the one thing that every religious group agrees upon is the power of fasting. I mean, can you imagine? So I think everybody can benefit from this, but I brought this, I did a piece for a group, and I talked about this today, and so it's fresh on my mind. But I want to share this with you. This is one of my favorite things. I'll tell you where I'm at in the Bible. It's 2 Chronicles chapter 20. And this always touched my heart because there's a Hebrew word called Ra Chazak Amatz, which means God has already solved your problem for you. That's the paraphrase. But Ra Chazak Amatz really is when you see in the English translation, be strong and courageous, or don't be afraid or discouraged. It really is translating into this Ra Chazak Amatz, but really what it means is God has already gone before you. He's already solved your problem. He's already won the battle for you. So this is, really touches my heart. And I keep this, I pray this a lot when I'm fasting, because I believe if you're looking for an answer, and this has been my wife and I's case with many of the last fasts we've done, is we had massive breakthrough in each fast. And I want you to start thinking about that now. Whether it's a struggle, a family struggle, whether it's a problem, whatever it is, you bring it to God now and let's see what He does with it. Because if you go back and you read the testimonies, there was as many breakthroughs this way as health breakthroughs on the last fast. So this isn't just about the physical. I believe it's hugely about the spiritual, if you allow it to be. So maybe this will resonate with you. But in this chapter, Jehoshaphat was the king of Judah at that time. And there was a vast army coming out of the north, coming against them. And it would have decimated them. They had no chance, and they knew it. So this is, I'll just read it. It said, alarmed. Of course he was alarmed. Jehoshaphat resolved to inquire of the Lord, and he proclaimed a fast for all of Judah. The people of Judah came together to seek from the Lord, and indeed they came from every town in Judah to seek Him. And then it says this. It says, O God, will you not judge them? For we have no power to face this vast army that is attacking us. And then says, we do not know what to do, but our eyes are upon you, Lord. And then the priest at that time, Jehaziel, he said, this is what the Lord said. So he answered them and Jehoshaphat. He said, listen, King Jehoshaphat, and all of you who live in Judah and Jerusalem, this is what the Lord says. Do not be afraid or discouraged, Ra Chazak Amatz, because of this vast army. For the battle is not yours, but it is God's. It is mine. So what ended up happening is that they never had to fight the battle. Matter of fact, so confident that God was already moving on their behalf because of their obedience in the fasting and praying, that Jehoshaphat literally put the musicians out front in the army and just praised God and worshiped God for the victory that they knew they already had. So right now, what I'm telling you is praise God for the victory that He's going to give you. Maybe it's physical, maybe it's emotional, maybe it's for a child, a family member, a sickness, who knows. But start thanking Him now. Put your musicians out front, not your warriors. That means that you're expecting God to do the fight. They showed up in that valley, and they didn't have to lift a finger. The armies wiped themselves out. God won the battle for them with not a finger lifted. Ra Kazakamats. The battle was already taken. So my challenge to you is pick a fast. Don't just think about it physically. Think about something that God's laying on your heart, and it doesn't matter which fast you do, but bring it to Him. Write it down. It gives you something to fast and meditate on daily. But put your musicians out front, not your warriors. Let Him do the fighting and expect Him to move. Every fast that my wife and I have done, God has moved in a big way. And the Bible talks about some of these things, battles, spirits, whatever is attached. Some of these things, they don't come out just with prayer alone, but it's fasting and prayer. So there's the challenge. It looks like I will see you Friday night, and this is what's before us. It's going to be great. Mary, you want to say anything?
No, I'm excited.
All right. We'll see you then, guys.
Good night.